Okay, we are live on YouTube, so let's get this party started here. Oh no, so let's get this party started here. So we are live on YouTube. So what we have here. Okay, so we'll start with the SPY, but before then, let's check out the usual corporates, the usual the stuff that is controlling the market right now. Let's look at the yields. So 10-year yield. Going to look at oil as well. Oil was retracing last night, but it looks like I don't know whether it's gain steam to go up again. So let's look at it. So let's look at it together. So first and foremost, what I'm going to look at first is that, so we see that this is the 10-year yield. So the 10-year yield is pulling back. We see this today is red, it's pulling back. But is it going to regain support here and go back up? Who knows, right? So the next target for the 10-year yield is 4.73. So anytime the 10-year yield is up, 10-year yield is what is used to determine mortgage interest rates in the US. So anytime this 10-year yield is up, it affects equity. So stock market is down, right? Because that means that cost of borrowing is going to go up due to this. And there are a lot of stocks in the market that are like, not profitable companies, loss-making companies. So if things like 10-year yield goes up, then it's going to affect those stocks as well, especially the tech stocks in the Nasdaq. So here we see this going down, so that's a good thing. And I'm pretty sure crude oil too is going down. Let's check out crude oil. So crude oil, CL, crude oil. Check out the September. Okay. So yesterday, in the community, I posted this year that crude oil looks like it's putting in a head and shoulders pattern, and lo and behold, we got this red candle here today. So that's a good sign. We need it to go down. So this means that crude oil is retracing. It doesn't mean that like it's done yet. It could have this red candle here today, and then Monday it could give us another green candle that takes it here. So far so good. This head and shoulders pattern is in the works. So if it breaks below 84.41, that means that we are going to head down and it's going to come and fill this gap here on the chart on the daily. Okay. All right. So now let's go to SPY. So SPY, and last night President Trump announced that they are going to slap tariffs on 60 countries. So again, the market does not like these kind of things. These are things that causes the market, confuses the market. So here I have this upsloping trend line here. This is trend line has to be SPY needs to reclaim it. If it doesn't reclaim it, then we are going to go down. And then the next area here is to clear this area, which is going to be the 714. Sorry, say 714. 734 here. This is where SPY needs to come and clear. Okay. So the Nasdaq is on its way to a correction. And I believe that, so here this is where we are at right now on the SPY. So the SPY is oh, is that 2%? That makes no sense. So here, from here to here is how many? Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, so this is about 2%, but the Nasdaq is on its way to correction. So Nasdaq is the tech heavy ETF, and that is what sorry, the tech heavy index, and the ETF is QQQ. That's what controls the tech sector, and that's what has been controlling the market due to AI. So the same AI spending now, AI, the spending in the hyperscalers, that's the Magnificent Seven, has gone up. And I believe that next week, the earnings because of what I heard from the earnings calls from Google and Tesla and stuff, I'm a little bit worried for Meta, right? I'm pretty sure Meta is going to come in and say something similar, like, CapEx spend increase and all that stuff. Anything of that sort is going to cause Meta to sell off, and we might get another sell off in the market. And if that happens, we are going to see the QQQ head to that correction target. That's 10% or more from recent highs. So the SPY here is stronger than QQQ. I will show you QQQ closely. So here you see that the SPY, if you take off all these lines, you see that the SPY is trading at the 50 SMA, right? This red line is the 50 simple moving average, right? Yeah, it can be exponential, it could be anything like simple. It's pretty much the same thing, right? So it's trading here at the 50. So it needs to hold this area, because if it doesn't hold here, it's going to be a change in character, and it's going to go down, and we could come all the way here, right? So if we come all the way here, is that going to give us a correction? Let's see. It's going to be just 5.8%, right? Not quite a correction. Here is where I think we might get that close to the correction, right? So the SPY is a little bit more resilient, because the SPY has other sectors like financials, healthcare, other things in there. It's not only tech stocks and AI names, right? So here we are going to see if this can hold, right? If it can hold, then we can get that kind of a bounce, and then we push up. So that's going to be dependent on what we see on oil and then the 10-year yield, right? So today, even though oil and 10-year yield are down, the market is down due to things to do with trade wars, and tariffs is back again. So here we have here as our pre-market high, and then this is our 50. So if we're able to clear the pre-market high, then we are going to push up to this area where we are going to hit this target and then bump its head into this upsloping trend line. So in terms of a trade, what I'm looking for this morning is that I'm looking for a quick move, right? That takes us from 738 to this zone where the trend line is, that area. That's more than enough to make money, right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for any big move because I don't think we are going to get that. It's going to be a quick scalp move, right? So if we clear pre-market high, then you can get the 742 calls or 740 calls, and then ride it here to the upside and target here, pay yourself, walk away, down with it, okay? So this market is a scalpers market, and is a day traders market. So it's a market that rewards discipline, right? This is a discipline market, because you have to be, once you make your profit, you want to take profit off the table, because what the profit that you made right now is not going to be guaranteed later, right? That's what it is. So it's a market that rewards discipline. So, and this is not the time to go over leverage and stuff, because the market is in trading sideways, and it's been in that condition for weeks. So until it clears there, we get either a breakout or breakdown, then you can, but whilst it's in that consolidation mode, you have to be nimble in your trades, okay? So over here, we have the 50, 50 EMA, right? 50 EMA, SMA on the daily. So what I'm looking for here is that this is like, if you look at this, we are trading in a downtrend. This is trading in a downtrend. So we are down, right? Downtrend. So any type of trade that we are going to take here is going to be a counter trend, is going to be a scalp. So here we see that this has come. So first of all, what happened here was that this was a gap up, and then this gap up faded and came down. So we have filled the gap that was formed initially at pre-market. And so typically when that happens, that means that the job is done. It's going to move on to the next stage. So what I'm looking for here is I'm going to look at this area as a demand zone. So this whole area, this area here, onto this area called end of day VWAP, this area here. I'm going to look at this area as a volume zone, a demand zone, where I expect price to bounce, right? I expect buyers to step in and buy. So all this area here, I'm going to mark it in green, is an area where if price holds and buyers step in, I am going to take a long, right? In a counter trend trade, okay? The long. So this long, so this is a demand zone. And then, so at the open, what I'm looking for perhaps a retest of this 50, or even if it comes here, no problem. We have here, see price came here, bounce, price came here, bounce. So price can come here and hold. So we have to be a little bit patient here this morning to allow this to play out. And then once the buyers show their cuts and they stabilize, we're going to look to get along, and then your stop loss is going to be below this zone, okay? So if we're able to clear the 50 EMA, then that means that we are going to go long, solidly long, right? But any trades from here to here is going to be a scalp, right? So quick in and out, make your money, walk away. Also, what can happen is that we can just blast through and go, because now we fill the gap. What can happen is that the open, we can get a bullish engulfing candle that moves up and clears this area. If we clear here, then we are going to look to take the long, right? So what I'm looking for is I'm looking to get 740 calls if we hold this area and start pushing up, right? If we take a long here, then you are going to take profit here. You see here where the red line is? That's where you have to take profit, first profit target. And then once it gives you follow through, you could add to the position and ride it to the upside. So here, any trades that you take here is going to be a starter position, maximum 30% of your full size of contracts, and then you take it and that's it, right? That's what you need to do, right? Because it's not ready, like until it goes in an uptrend, you don't want to be oversizing for that. Okay. So in terms of a short, like to the downside, what I would look for is that if we get a break of this, you see here, this is where the pre-market low is, and then this is where the 50 is, 50 what's it called, 50 EMA on the daily. If it breaks, then you know that, okay, trouble is coming, but we're still in the demand zone, so we could bounce anywhere here. And once we clear this demand zone, then we are straight down. We can short this to the downside by getting the 738 puts, right? And here, once we go down, there's a price imbalance here, so this is going to move very fast to the downside. Okay. So over here, what we are looking for is that we are looking for quick moves in terms of price holding demand zone. You take a long, scalp it. Once it hits your target, pay yourself, and then if you want to add, once it gives you all clear, you can add, right? So here we are also looking at, so also it could there, if this just holds and pushes up, then this is an area where can serve as supply zone. This area here can serve as supply zone. So it means that once you take a trade and we get to this area, you should be taking profit, right? Because there's no guarantee that we are going to break out from here, right? There's no guarantee we are going to break out from here. So if you get a move like from here to here, you want to take profit here because this has a potential to form double tops. Double top is what's it called? A bearish reversal pattern, right? So you don't want to be involved in double tops when you are long. So here, price comes all the way here. It puts in a double top. Once it shows its hand and confirms, you can take a short and short this to the downside. So here we'll look to get like the 741 puts, and then we'll short it to the downside, right? And this is meant to be a scalp that can bring you all the way to where the red line is. Once it gets there, you got to pay yourself and walk away, right? Before it bounces. So once the trade triggers, I'll let it, and then we'll take it together, right? So, but this one I'm looking at here. So first of all, price needs to come here and clear the 50. If it clears it, then we are uptrend, we are good to go. Then we are pushing this to the upside. Once it gets here, this is going to be the next obstacle. This should be your profit target. If we clear there, then surely we'll go to 742. Okay. All right, so that's the SPY. Let's look at the tech heavy QQQ. So QQQ has been weak, right? QQQ has been weak. So yesterday I put in the community there, I put in that this level is like a last chance salon for the QQQ, because if you look at QQQ compared to SPY, SPY is somewhere here. It's holding this 50, but QQQ is way off, right? Because the tech stocks are crumbling, right? The AI names are crumbling. So here, if you look at this is already 7.58%. So the definition of a correction is when you have 10% or more sell-off from recent highs, then that is a correction, right? So that's what we are seeing here. So this is almost at a correction. So if next week Meta and Microsoft and things fail to deliver, we are going to be here. This is going to come to the 100 SMA, which is at 671. And based on what I heard from Tesla and things, right? Because Tesla, what Tesla did is that Tesla's earnings was, they had good earnings, but the spending on AI is getting out of hand. And also, like a company like Alphabet, Google, was willing to go from positive cash flow to negative cash flow. Why? In the name of AI. So that's not sitting well with investors, and that's causing those stocks to sell off, right? So we shall see what happens to Meta. The reason why Meta has been selling off is due to that. Selling off earnings after earnings is due to that, right? So if they come in and say they are spending more and more on AI and they're not showing any tangible results in terms of profitability in that area, then we are going to get that sell in this market. So here for the tech stocks, I'm looking QQQ. I'm looking to see if price is able to clear. You see here, if it's able to clear the pre-market high, that's going to be a positive sign, meaning that okay, this is looking bullish, right? But for now, we have to trade what the market gives us, and it needs to hold this pre-market low to go up. If it fails, then we are going to come down to this critical level of 687. Okay, so let's look at that. Let's check it out quickly and then go to the individual names. So here we have the, so that's the QQQ, and this is the over here, it's a pre-market high, and then it's your low, right? So at the open, what I'm looking for is that I'm expecting, if price comes here, I expect price to hold this zone, and from there I expect to see a bounce, right? If it doesn't bounce and it breaks this demand zone, it's going to trigger a short, right? You are going to take a short targeting here. So first off, when you take such a short, you have to start taking profit here, and then last main profit target is going to be here, right? Obviously, if this breaks and goes lower, then fine, but I'm not expecting it to go lower from here. It's going to be something that is going to be like pretty distant to bounce, right? So here we shall see what happens here and then work through. So right now this is a downtrend. So we expecting it to hold this demand zone and bounce. We shall see. So here I'm looking for the 692 calls. If this holds, if it fails, then we are going to look to buy the 790 puts and write it to the downside. So that's about it for QQQ. Let's look at the other names. So I'm going to look at, so one name that I'm looking at here is Ondas. So Ondas, we've traded it all week long. It's been really, really good. That's a drone company. I think we might see a third rally here today. I'm not sure, but we'll see. So here it is. So here I like this chart here. So if this can clear this downsloping trend line, this is good to go. It's going to go. So this is consolidating here. We shall see if it's able to break above its pre-market high. If it breaks above its pre-market high, then it's good to go. You can look to get the $8 calls expiring next week, and then we'll ride it to the upside. My upside target for this is 920, right? So there's a volume gap there, volume as a function of price gap somewhere there. That's where the supply zone starts. So if I don't think we are going to get there today, but at least we can get a push to this area and that area, right? We shall see how it goes. So with Ondas is pretty good here. So Ondas, what we are looking at is that we are looking for this to hold. So this here, if we see this rally up above $8, you look for the $8 calls and ride it to the upside. Okay. So just bear in mind that this is a small cap name. Small cap names sometimes they can be finicky, right? But this has been doing well, so I've been impressed with it so far. Another one, which is also a drone name, is UMAC, right? UMAC is also looking very good here, very good here. So UMAC is also looking very good here. So that one was strong at pre-market here. I will check out this other chart. So here, so this has moved. It's interesting. So here we have this where the 50 is no longer important right now. So what I'm looking for this to do is that you see here this level here. I'm expecting it to hold, maybe pulls back into it, but holds it and trades up. So above 22, let's do 22, right? 22 makes sense. Above $22, this will rally, right? Because if you look at this chart closely, this is ready to rip, right? So above 2190, this is going to go and is going to break its pre-market high and take off. So we should keep an eye on this. And this also has a very nice volume gap. if you do the volume gap analysis, this has a very nice volume gap, and these two are in the same industry. So we'll keep that on the radar and have it ready. And then another one is HIMSS. HIMSS and HES is healthcare names, healthcare field, HIMSS and HES. So HIMSS and HES, this chart here looks like a chart that is looking for a breakout. So let's check it out. So here, if it can clear the 20 SMA, this is going to go, right? This is going to rally and take off if it clears the 20 SMA. So, and then there's upside, it could come all the way here. Obviously, it's not going to do that in one day, but it could be, right? This stock can be volatile sometimes. Yeah, so here, what I'm looking for is I'm going to just set an alert, break above, what's this, 33.60. I'll look to take longs on this, okay? All right, so other stocks that I have in mind here, Intel. So Intel had good earnings and started selling off. I don't know what was said during the press conference, or what was the name of that thing at the conference call. So it's now down. So we are going to look at this and say, okay, let's see what it does here. So this one is going to be a fast one. I'm looking at this here. Let's say we so break below 102 means that this is going to trigger a short, and then break above here means that we are going to take a long, right? Take a long here, 104, or better still, 105. Okay. Oracle had good news story. I mean, these days, good news story not working anymore. So here, Oracle. So Oracle have a swing trade on it expiring in August. I mean, is it just technical base? Like if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then fine, right? But here, this is bottoming. I think one of these days is going to give us that push to the upside. So Oracle has this, so it's pushed here. We need it to go up, and possibly here was this. Okay. So for Oracle, what I'm looking for is that to be sure that this is going to go up, we needed to clear the 5 EMA, right? 5 EMA, then we can look at trading this. So we are looking at this 124, break above 124, 124 like 20 will be time. So I'm only looking to go long on Oracle, not looking for shorts. Okay. There are certain stocks that this stock is oversold. There's no point shorting it, right? So here, another one is Tesla. Tesla here. Tesla looks like it's about to bounce, but it's in a difficult spot, right? Difficult spot. So here I have this downsloping trend line here, and this one here. They are intersecting somewhere here. So Tesla must hold this zone at some point, right? If it breaks it, then we are going to go down. That means we are going to go down very hard and come somewhere here. But I'm not sure if we are going to go down very hard unless the market is selling off a lot. So I'm expecting some kind of a dead cat bounce here. Some kind of a bounce, right? Some kind of a bounce here. So if this can trade above 327, then I might look to engage it, but otherwise I'm not interested, right? Otherwise I'm not interested. Then we have Apple. I talked about Apple in the YouTube live stream. I mentioned that Apple was going to pull back. It hit this trend line and it's here now. So Apple has a very nice setup, and Apple has shown to be resilient because Apple is the only company that is not investing like drunken sailors on in this thing into AI, right? So anytime the AI stocks are down, Apple is green. So here, what I'm looking for Apple to do is to give us a move to 324. Should be time to go long on Apple. Okay. So I'll put Apple here as one of the main watch, and then I'm going to put what's this on that sentence here, and we'll see how it goes. So here we see that this has already broken below that demand zone, QQQ. So watch this area here. Let me check here. Let's watch this area here. This one. This can put in a double bottom. So here, this area here can be a good place where this can hold. So I like, you see, Apple is already crossing up. Apple is already crossing up, right? So we have to watch this area here for a double bottom. Okay. So QQQ is going to be based on, so Apple is showing strength. This is impressive. So main watch here is going to be Apple with that U-turn break and retest type of trade. Break and retest type of trade. So what's it called? QQQ is going down to this double bottom location. I'll wait for it to hold and see. Then we can look to take the trade. I'm interested in seeing, so here Ondas is selling off, broken below pre-market low. So this year I expect to see a bounce here. So actually, let me say, I can say this area here is our demand zone actually. I can adjust the demand zone. Whoops, here. It's 190, no, 2 points here. 2 points makes sense because this is volatile, right? So this area here, I'm expecting price to bounce here. Bottoming tail candle, okay, good stuff. Let's look at what the semis is doing. What is NVIDIA doing? NVIDIA is looking to add NVIDIA on my watch too. NVIDIA is looking to come here. So I expect this to bottom here on QQQ to bounce. We see SPY bouncing at the demand zone that I drew earlier on, SPY bouncing at demand zone. So over here, we have SPY here bouncing at demand zone, which is a good sign. So once SPY, this green candle clears here, can be a good time to go long, but we have to wait for the first 5 minutes candle to close before taking any trade, right? So this is strong. Apple is also strong. So Apple, I like the 325 calls. 325 calls. Let's get in my broker ready here. Okay. Okay. Apple looks good. Go to the 2 minutes time frame. Okay. Like what I see on Apple. All right. So I'll take a startup position on Apple here. Let's see what the strikes are. Take a startup position here on Apple. Let's see what the strikes are. Looking to get the, just 1 sec here. What's this? So 335 calls, 335, right? Sorry, 325, sorry. 325 calls expiring on Monday. Can get the job done. Startup position. Be prepared for a pullback. If it pulls back, startup position is usually 30% of your full size. If it pulls back, then you can add to the position, right? SPY 2 is looking very good here. So amongst these two ETFs, I would rather trade SPY for a long, right? Because it has shown that strength. And then we are seeing here, what's the name? NVIDIA to push up. That's going to help the QQQ push up as well. Where is this stuff? Oh, why am I going to see my levels here on this? Just a sec. Number 2. For some reason my levels are not showing. No problem. So NVIDIA 2 is good. NVIDIA 2 is good, but this is one I've taken here. 325 calls expiring on Monday. This is also coming up nicely. So we have the first 5 minutes candle close. Let's see if it can clear this 692, 693-ish. Then you can engage the long, right? You can engage the long here on this or this one. Any of them should be fine. But I'll go with SPY because SPY is the one that is stronger. So go for the low hanging fruit, right? go for the low hanging fruits. So Apple doing well so far. So only trade here is Apple, waiting for QQQ to clear that 50 before I can engage it because it needs to confirm that uptrend move. Apple, Apple, Apple. Very nice. So QQQ popped into the 50 area and then it's collapsing. Let's see what the general SMH is doing because that's what controls the market now. It's struggling, right? So if this is struggling, this is going to struggle. So if you are going to take a long focus on only SPY, forget about QQQ, right? QQQ is not doing what it has to do. So focus on. So SPY, I'll look to take a long. Immediately we clear, you see the red line. Immediately we clear there. I'll look to take a long. I'll look to take the 740 calls expiring on Monday. Then I'll ride it to the upside. Once we get to the supply zone, I'll take profits. Hold some runners and see if we can go higher. If not, no problem. Call it off and close the day. That's it, right? That's what I'm looking to do. So I'm letting you guys know in advance. So once it triggers, so here Apple has hit profit target. So if you enter the Apple trade, you should be taking some off. But I think that we are going to consolidate here and bull flag and break out too. I think this can come to 330 here today, 329. And then that's going to take us to that target. Okay. So SPY is getting ready. SPY is getting ready. SPY is getting ready. So Apple is bull flagging here. So basically what Apple is doing is bull flagging. Apple is really strong. Bull flagging. So my only trade here today is Apple. Bull flagging here. So if we can clear this area. So this is your flag. That's your flag bull. Okay. If you get a green candle that clears here, clears above here, then boom, we are off to the races. So how do we figure out if this is going to break? We need to see increase in volume here. This has to increase, right? So we need to get a volume bar that is like at least this or higher than this to break it. If we get a lower one, then we are going to pull back. So I think this is going to break out and go. Yeah, once we break out, you have to look to see if there's any level in between because this is too wide, right? This like almost 4 points. And I don't think that it's just going to take off just like that and not hit. So in between here, halfway through here, price can stall out and then go down. So once we clear it, I'll identify the next levels and then we'll engage that one. So SMH is selling off. That's affecting this. So QQQ short, like if you want to take a shot, if you are fast, you can take a shot on this. 688 puts. Once it gets here, you have to pay yourself because this is a break wall support. I'm not taking it because it's too close, right? Risk to reward is too tiny. Like 1 point is too tiny. It can bounce here. So tech still showing weakness. Let's see what Tesla is doing. I'm suspecting it too. Tesla is still selling. Trying to hold here. So we are seeing all the AI names are selling off. It's happened to Oracle. Oracle is selling off. It's lower now. Okay. Actually, Oracle is putting in this going down here, going to 115. So here you can open a short position and target 115. So this is going to be what strike price is it? 118 post or something like that. You can get this to this area. Okay. So Oracle is selling software names. Are selling software names have been in the gutters here this year. Microsoft, sure, Microsoft is selling. So, CRM. So I'm waiting for Apple to break out here. Waiting for Apple to break out here. If that's going to happen. So Oracle, I'll put Oracle here. It has a nice shot. Oracle here. Let's see. That is like a free fall, guys. It's just selling. Not holding any support. It had good news by selling. This is just so weird, right? The stock has been selling. So this is going to give us go to 115. That's the next support level. Where is this? Let's look at this here. So if you're taking a put, you can take like 118 puts expiring expiring July 31st. Going to get it to the downside. I'm just focusing on Apple here and watching what these other ones do. SPY is trying to hold. It's trying to hold that 50. SPY, see here, this is where the red line is. That's 50, right? It's trying to hold it. So let's see what SPY does. Waiting for the bull flag to trigger on Apple. Waiting for the bull flag to trigger here on Apple. So SPY is confirming a reversal here. SPY is confirming a reversal. This is like a double bottom here. So we shall see if it follows through with what it wants to do. So I like this move. So here we have what looks like a double bottom or a higher low. So this is your low, this is your higher low. Once we clear here, like, you know, so here you can take a position. Once this green candle clears the highs of this candle, you can take a position and then you put your stop loss here. So it's going to be a very low risk trade. It's going to be a counter trend trade, so it's meant to be a scalp. So once if it holds, then fine, it goes up. If not, and it comes here and it closes below here, then you can be out. 5 minutes candle closes below here, it can be out. But this is a confirmation signal, right? So with this type of trade, if you take it here and it gets to this red line, you should be taking profit here. First profit target, you need to pay yourself. And then if it can clear the 50, then game time. That means that you can add to the position and then you can ride it to the upside. So I like what I see so far. So here you can open a position on 740 calls, 740 calls on SPY, SPY. So I'll take a stab at it. Startup position, SPY, 740 calls, expiring on Monday. This one is already breaking out as indicated earlier. Breaking out nicely. Breaking out nicely. So here, SPY 740 calls. There you go. Boom. There you go. There you go. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So forget QQQ. Forget about QQQ. Don't worry about it. If you're a QQQ trader, you shouldn't be worrying about QQQ, right? It's not, it's weak. So you don't want to be buying, going long on something that is weak, right? Focus on the one that is strong. So here we are pushing here. If we're able to clear this red line, then SPY surely is going to come to 741. So yeah. So I've taken a starter position here, just 30% of my full size. And a push into here, I'll be taking profit off because it can stall out here. It can just stall out here and sell off, right? And I don't want to be so here selling, taking some off, taking some profit off the table. And then once we clear here, I would look to re-add what I sold, add my full size, and then we'll ride it to the upside. So let's see if it can break. So here, this is the 5 minutes time frame. Here, this is the red line that I was talking about. So this is the break wall. Once it clears, then it's all clear. We are good to go. So for Apple, I said I was going to identify levels for Apple, but it doesn't matter. We can just hold this, allow it to play out. Next target is 329, but I think there's something in between. I just need to investigate that. Let me just investigate that here. Oh yeah, I said that. You see, once you trade these stocks for a long time, you kind of get the hunch that there's something. So here you see, there's a level in between that we do not identify. This is the previous close. So if price comes here, you gotta take profits. So this is a profit target. Pay yourself. Then once we hold some runners for the next move. So beautiful push here on SPY. Let's go. Let's get the SPY. So once this 5 minutes candle closes above here, you can I will switch to the 2 minutes. I want to get the moves early. If this 2 minutes candle can close here, we can add to the position and then we'll ride it to the upside, right? But this is a critical level because here is the make or break. If it's not able to blast through here, trouble. We are going to come back down. So here, Apple, you see, should be taking profit here because this is a key level. Actually, it's a break wall. So you gotta pay yourself, right? Because it can start pulling back from here. Okay. So next area here is this one. I need to see a green candle close above here. So right now the buyers are in control, but they've lost steam to the sellers. So here you see, you see why you have to take profit here. You see why you have to take profit here. Aha, look at that. Boom. If you do not take profits, you are red now, right? If you do not take profits, you are red. So there's a reason why you have to take profit here and hold the piece and see if it can go up because there's no guarantees we are going to blast through and go. So the market is beginning to trade like a bear market, right? This is the type of things that you see in a bear market. In 2022, we saw this type of play a lot. So Apple is at this key level. Make sure you take profit there, hold some runners for the next target. But Apple is really strong, right? You see all this craziness going on with SPY and QQQ. Apple is doing its own thing because Apple is the only guy who is not spending money crazy like with. So here, this one here, if we break below here, this is going to trigger the flat gaze is going to go down, right? So here I'm going to look to open a short here on QQQ if this closes below here. As a matter of fact, let me go to the 2 minutes time frame to see this. So here I will take off my what's it called? My runners if this does not hold, right? Because this is already this heading down. This candle is a very nasty candle. This heading down. So here I'm waiting to see what happens here. So I already took profit, made money from this, and I'll look to position short if this continues, right? This is a clearing bearish engulfing candle. This type of candle, you get more red candles to the downside. More red candles, unfortunately, to the downside, right? So more red candles to the downside. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to open a short here. I'm going to open a short on, I'll go for the weakest link, that's QQQ. QQQ puts, QQQ puts, QQQ puts. But just be mindful of this level because it could remount this level and come back up, right? Be mindful of this level. So here, 687 puts, then we target here this area. But it could reverse. Just know that this is not done yet. Let's wait for this candle to close, then we see if it can go down. Still holding upper runners to see if it can get breakout here. But this is not good for SPY. This is not good for SPY, right? It's not good for SPY. So at this rate, I think SPY is going to come here. If it breaks below here, it's going to come to this 734 level. 734 level. So QQQ open a short here, 686 puts, just this 30% of my full size. 636 puts, I'm looking to target here. That's the next logical level. But it could bounce in between. I have to see if there's any levels in between. I don't think there's anything here. There's nothing here. So there's a gap fill. Okay, it's coming to a gap fill. So open here, targeting the gap fill. And this is also looking weak. So I think this is also going to go down here. It's going to affect this as well. So for a short, I'm focusing on this as a short. Focusing on this as a short. Here I've closed the long time. So here I'm focusing on this as a short, 686 puts expiring on Monday. Riding it to the downside, targeting this gap fill, right? Because this has already broken. Or what he can do is that he can try and at some point he's going to come back up here and hit this target. And then we can get that move to the downside. Right. So get that move to the downside. So Apple is still strong, waiting for that breakout. See if it can happen. I know that level is a break wall level. So if it doesn't, not able to do it, no problem. It's already giving us a nice move. So this QQQ puts is going to be really, really nice, guys. Really, really nice. If it can go to 681, that's going to be really fantastic, fantastic move. 681 is the magic number for this puts. So so my only trade now is the QQQ puts and Apple long. Here we took profit already at this jam. took profit already. And once you see this you can also take a put here, guys, here if you want to trade SPY. But I like to go for the weakest link, right? I don't want something that was showing strength. So here I would here if you want to take the trade, you can take the 737 puts, but this is the one I'm trading. QQQ puts, Apple long. That's what I'm trading, right? Yeah, and this one too was going down. So if you took these puts, make sure you take profit here at this support level. So we'll see how it goes. So be prepared for this to go up here and come and retest this and then go down if we don't quite get to the gap fill. So in between the gap fill, we should be ready for a bounce in between here. So we'll see if this can come down and then go down. So we are in a downtrend. We are in a downtrend. So any kind of recoveries is still going to be in a downtrend, right? Any kind of recoveries is still going to be in the downtrend. So what is this? What number is this? Okay. So this is halfway through, guys. So if we bounce here, let me just show you guys something. So usually when you have back-to-back levels, right? Like this level and that level is back, it's called back-to-back level, okay? Price tends to stall out or reverse halfway through. Halfway through, whoops. Halfway through, what is this? Halfway through the thing. So let's do the calculation here. So you do 681 55 plus 687 32. If you divide this by 2, what do you get? You get 684.35. Okay. So let's put it to test here. What is it? 684.43 or 44. 680. 43. I think it's approximately 44, yeah. So you see here that price is doing like it wants to bounce, right? So if you're in this, if you're in this short and you are green, you want to take some off, take some profit off because price is looking to bounce. So this is an area, right? You see price is bouncing. So it's going to come here and then fight this level. It's going to fight this level. And then if it's not able to break it now, it's going to go down, come here and go this area. That's what it's going to do. Okay. So you see approximately that area, that is where price looks like it wants to get a reaction, right? So it's halfway through. We are still in a downtrend, still holding. See how this can go down. Let's see if it can go down further. Go to the 2 minutes time frame because 2 minutes time frame is going to show you what is happening before it becomes too late on the 5 minutes. So here, make sure you take profit on Apple because this is a brick wall. It might struggle to break it and it might pull back, right? It might struggle to break it and might pull back. So just make sure you take profit here. But this is in a downtrend. It's going to probably pop into this, bump its head into this, and then go down. Right, go down. That's what I'm going to be watching here. Okay. So I'm just holding a tiny piece here on Apple. Not much. Tiny piece taking profit off already. Holding this one, looking for that flash into the gap fill. Flash into the gap fill. Here. Oracle was a nice shot to the downside. So this is bear flagging now. Bear flag, bear flag, bear flag. We are going to go down. Bear flag here. We are going to go down with a very aggressive move to the downside. SPY 2 selling. So still waiting on Apple. Apple is the only strongest Magnificent 7 here. We're still waiting on Apple. This is still a bull flag. There's still a bull flag forming. Still trading above the 9 on the If you go to the 5 minutes, this is the super uptrend here. So this is the 5 minutes time frame. This is your bull flag. So anytime a stock wants to clear a level, there are two things that it does. It either uses a bull flag. If it can't break it, it's going to pull back. Going to pull back, and then it's going to take off from there. All right, so QQQ came to this level and is holding that 50% range, and it is looking to bounce here. So let's see what happens here. If it's not able to break this, then it's going to come down, right? Come down. So this is still a bear flag forming, still a bear flag. We shall see if we can clear here. Waiting for Apple to push. Okay. So if QQQ is able to remount this level, I'll be out of my short, right? I'll be out of my short if it's able to remount this level, because that's a critical level. But meanwhile, I'm looking at Apple here, Apple doing well. And I'll take a look at SPY if SPY is able to recover. Okay. So that's what I'm doing here. So this is a scalpers market. You have to be fast with your trades until things clear up, right? So if you're hesitating, he's going to leave you behind. If you're hesitating, he's going to leave you behind. So this is just a warm up to what's about to come. If you go into the bear market is even going to be worse than this, right? So bear market is very unforgiving. You can be in a long or a short. If you fail to take profit and you say, okay, I'm going to check out something, going to check out my coffee or whatever, by the time you come back, it's reversed. So this is a good market to learn how to trade because it's going to make you disciplined, right? What we're getting in April is not a real market. What we're getting in April there was not a real market. That was just euphoria and craziness going on. So the real market is market that you have to be disciplined, right? So market has been in a choppy range, but there's the market that helps you to learn and become disciplined so that when the easy market comes, you're already disciplined. So you should not be only trading easy markets. If your strategy that you're using only is for easy markets, then it's not a comprehensive strategy, right? So a strategy that we have that we trade here is a strategy that was built in the bear market. So it's meant for this type of markets. Okay. So if it does this move and stuff like that, you just have to be disciplined and execute. So you see here, why do I say you have to be disciplined? So over here, you see this? This rewards a trader that is disciplined. Because here, if you look at this, you see this move from here to here where the 50 is. You have to be a disciplined trader to take profit here. And you have to be someone that have seen this happen several times. So you see that when he came here, I say you got to take profit, right? Because I've seen this movie before. And look at this nasty candle. This is called a bear 180, right? That's 180 move to the downside. I'm sure this was due to maybe 10-year yield or something. I have to investigate it later, but it doesn't matter. You have to take profit here. So in order for us to add to our position to go long, we needed another green candle that is opening above this level. Otherwise, nope, this was a failed breakout, right? It wanted to go and it failed. Failed breakouts are usually very devastating to the downside in terms of once it moves in the opposite direction, is very nasty, right? So that's something that you have to know. So here, this was meant to be a scalp. This was confirming, but it failed breakout. So we've been seeing failed breakouts here a lot. So here, shorts were getting squeezed. They covered and they said, no, hell no, we are going to push this down. That's the thing. So this was a very aggressive move to the downside. Okay, so that's how you trade distance. So we are still in a downtrend here, still holding my puts. So here we can read and figure out who is dominating, right? The bulls are trying to make a comeback, but they are falling short. They are struggling. They are struggling. So the bears have taken over. So how do you know that? So how you know that is that this is how you read price action bar by bar. Actually, there's a book called Reading Price Action Bar by Bar, right? So over here, you see that the green team, like the buyers, push this up and then it formed this red candle, right? Then here, these guys came. They couldn't get the job done. They were winning, but they couldn't get the job done. Then now this is trying to hold, right? So we need a green candle that clears here, and that tells us that we are going to move up. If they fail to get the job done, then the bears are going to take over and push this down. But this is rounding. This looks like we are going to push up. This rounding so far. If we can reclaim this, then it can push up and try to make a recovery. Okay, and that's going to help stocks like Apple. Let's see what the SMH is doing. SMH. So SMH is recovering. That's going to help this to recover as well. But we're still in a downtrend, right? We're still in a downtrend. So still holding Apple, looking for that breakout. I think we are going to get to our target 329 here today. 329, that's our target. 329. 329 is our target. So SPY. So SPY is making a recovery here. Let's see if he can get the job done. So I've taken a long on SPY. There's a small position here with this pop. Let's see if he can go. Once he gets here, I'll take profit here. And then once he clears this red line, I will look to load up and then ride it to the upside. So this is a counter trend trade. I'm trading against the trend. So I'm expecting it to come here and then potentially stall out again. But if it's strong, it's going to blast through and go. Okay. Apple is breaking out nicely. Apple is breaking out nicely. So here I'll exit my short on the QQQ because it's looking to take off. Exit the short runners out. Then loading up. I'm loading up on SPY once it clears here. So I'm already in a position, 30% of my full size. Once you're able to clear here, most importantly, so now this is a new supply zone over here. It needs to clear here. You see here? This is a new supply zone. Once it clears this area, I'll be comfortable adding to my position. Otherwise, no, not interested, right? Because here is a place where you got to take profit again. This is where the 50 is. Got to take profit again because we could get another nasty sell-off. Okay. Peel off here, peel off some here. And then wait and see if we can go up. If not, no problem. Locked in. So looking for that push to the upside. So 2 trades I'm holding now. SPY long, Apple long. Looking to see if we can break out here. This might be a challenge. But again, once again, this is the supply zone. Once we clear this supply zone, I'll be comfortable adding to my position, right? I'll just keep my 30% position here until we clear here. So any trades that I take from here to here is a scalp, right? It's not meant to be a trade that you're going to hold for long durations, right? It's meant to be a scalp until it gives us the all clear. So you see struggling here again, struggling. Apple, very nice trade. Apple, very nice trade. Very nice trade, Apple. Very nice trade, Apple. Okay, QQQ, what's it called? SPY. Can you give us that push? That push to the upside. Sorry, the the chat is a whole bunch of lines. Don't worry about it. Let's focus on the targets. So we need to clear here. So this area is struggling again. Let's see if it can get the job done. Taking some profits off already, just holding some to see if it can clear. Once it clears the supply zone, I would be comfortable loading up, adding my full size. Otherwise, nope. Nope. Oh, crap. Nope. Let's see. So let me just take out this there. Let's keep it this way. You see how this is struggling here. So today's trading is 50 EMA masterclass, right? 50 EMA masterclass. You see how it's struggling here? I mean, eventually it could break it, but it's still struggling. Once he breaks it, we are going to get a very squeeze candle. All those shots that have been shot in it, they are going to force to cover. Then it's going to cause it to push up, and we are going to head to this area. So it just one shot just needs to get scared, and then they'll cover, and then it's going to push it up. So here we need to clear this area. So the target is to clear here. Once we clear here, we'll surely push to this area. That's the thing. If then scenario. Otherwise, it's just going to be a ping pong game. But Apple is beautiful. Very nice trade on Apple. Looking for our ultimate target. Our target was 329.24. Okay, SPY looking to go now. Let's see. Let's Apple. Let's SPY go. SPY go. SPY go. SPY go. SPY go. So still holding my trades. SPY long. Apple long. Let's see if this can break here so that I can add to it. My ultimate target is 741, where the main supply zone that I marked earlier on is, but this intermediary supply zone that this need to clear. If we can clear that, then that's going to be fantastic. We are going to get that push to the upside. Otherwise, it's just going to be so let me blow this up. You see here, we need this to push. We need this to push. You see what's happening here at that supply zone? So that push, take profit, wait and see if this can blast through. If it's not, then no problem, right? No problem. So the bets are in control. The bets are in control. Bets are in control. So took profit there. Let's see if they can move this up. So it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for them to clear that 50 EMA. But if they're able to clear that supply zone, we are going to push higher. Going to push higher. Apple is a thing of beauty. Absolutely incredible. I think we are going to get that push to 329. Get that push to 329 here on Apple. So I have two strikes. One is 325, and then the other one is 330. 330. Okay, so SPY is struggling again at that area. This is interesting. Very, very interesting. So waiting for Apple to pop into that level. SPY struggling. So you see, that's why you got to take profit here. This is a real 50 EMA masterclass here. So let's see, maybe this can put in an investor and shoulders pattern, but this has been struggling like to break this area. The bears here are very vicious, right? They don't allow anything to pass through. So this unfortunately is coming down. So if you did not take profit here, boom, it's coming down, right? So it's once again, you see the same candle. This is nuts, right? If we clear here, this is going to take off and go. Right. If we clear here, it's going to take off and go. So QQQ looks like it wants to confirm. It wants to go down further. Wants to break this. If it breaks below here, it's going to get to the gap fill. It's going to get to the gap fill. So SPY looks like it wants to put in an inverse, what looks like an inverse and shoulders pattern in the smaller time frames. So this is your left shoulder, this is your head, this is your right shoulder here. Then there's going to be a confirmation of reversal, and this time around, fingers crossed, is going to clear here. All right, if it comes back. So this is so usually when stocks struggle to break a level, they come back and try to put in a confirmation pattern to push up. Right. So let's see. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. SMH2 is coming to this level. SMH can put in a double bottom here. Then that's going to help the market. If it breaks, then this is going to break and fill the gap. Same thing is happening to QQQ as well. Putting in a double bottom here. If this can double bottom, then it's going to be a confirmation of reversal. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear these levels. Let me clear these levels here. Clear these levels. I'm going to clear these levels. Now we are going to look at this. So this is the place that this has to clear. Okay. Then we're going to push back here. So this is a place where, let's see, area where we need this to clear this area and then clear here. Confirmation reversal. You can take a long here if you want, but you have to be you have to be fast, right? Because we need to clear this area. Once we clear here, then surely we will push up. We'll push up to this area. So yeah, added to taking a long here, added to my position. I'm looking for that blast through. Once it gets here, taking profit here again, because it can do the same thing that it did last time. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Taking profit here. Now, I'll wait and see, holding a piece. I'll wait and see if we can blast through here now because this is a bullish reversal pattern. Let's see if we can break out. And this confirms. So Apple has hit our target. Congratulations, guys. Beautiful. So take profit here, hold runners and see where it takes us. So this is a very super uptrend. So when you have this type of trades, right, you can hold your winning trades. So here you see, you go the 5 minutes, the distance between this and that is very, very wide, right? So this means that this is in a super uptrend. So you should not even worry. It means that you shouldn't worry about taking profit. You can hold it and use the 9 EMA as your trailing stop loss. So you only take it off, you only exit the trade if the candle comes and tries to touch here or break here. Otherwise, you can hold. Okay. So that's a different type of skill set, right? So yeah, I use that to hold winning trades for long durations. So here I told you guys that this is confirming. This is a confirmation of reversal. So here this is a double bottom. So now this is going to go. I'm not taking QQQ, just focusing on SPY. QQQ has not been reliable. It's been weak. So this is a reversal pattern confirmation, right? So once we clear here, I'm going to load up on my QQQ, my SPY, and then we'll ride it to over here. And I'm looking for a precise move, right? So very disciplined move. If we clear here and we go here, once it comes here, cut, take profit, right? I don't care what the PNL is. I'm going to take profit here because this movement has not been that strong, that dominating, right? So once it gets here, you got to take profit because this is also going to form another double top that might come back down. Okay. So here I've taken profits here, holding runners because this has struggled here. So I will not be that trader who is stubborn and doesn't take profit where I know that this is a supply zone. Okay, this is a supply zone. This area is a supply zone. This area here. So if price comes there, you gotta take profit, right? You have to take profits, right? And then here, next another supply zone is here. So all what I'm waiting for is I've taken profit here and I'm waiting for it to blast through. Once it blasts through, I'll add. And then once it gets here, again, discipline, pay yourself, take profits. If it blasts through and gives up follow through here, that's great, but that's not what I'm expecting, right? If it gives us that, that's great. But by then I would have taken majority of the profits off. So you see what's happening here? This is going to be a battle for some time. So what this tells me is that the bears over here or the sellers over here, they are very vicious. They are defending this position. If they fail, one of them is going to get scared And what's going to happen is that they have to cover, and that's going to lead to a very long green candle that's going to send this to over here. That's going to be like a shorts getting squeezed, right? They are going to cover, and then that's going to lead to that move. Okay. So that's what I want to flag here to you guys. I want to flag it to you guys, right? I want to flag it to you guys. So Apple trade is just absolutely fantastic, right? The 330 calls aspiring today is up by 600%. It's just crazy. You know, crazy moves. So I'm still waiting on SPY. Very patient here. Still waiting on SPY. Very patient. It's going to be going to be a long night for SPY, right? Long morning for SPY, I mean. But I think it's going to eventually overcome, right? It's going to eventually overcome. So this invested and shoulders is working out nicely. Once we clear here, we are going to get a very long squeeze candle. So let me go to the 2 minutes to be able to see everything that is happening. Everything that is happening. So it's a way to be trading this kind of thing, right? Whereby you can add, you can do stuff, but you should have seen this type of price action before. Because here, when I added to the position here, it's because I saw the investor and shoulders pattern show up. And then once we clear here, this is going to take off. So this is the type of market to learn, right? It helps you to become a very good trader. Very good trader, right? Because this helps you to become a very good trader. This market helps you to become a very good trader. So you see it's still struggling here. So this is why we call this a supply zone. Supply zone. Area where price is going to stall out. So you see the battle going on there? It's a fierce battle. Fierce battle. Like this is the best. I know. I'm not giving the bulls an inch over there. You're not giving the bulls an inch over there, right? So Apple hit our ultimate target for the day. So Apple, I consider Apple as a done deal. It still has upside because if it clears, so here, if it clears this level, let me mark it, let me move it here, this one. 329. If it moves this level, it's going to push through this area. See here? There's no really clear level until this area. Here. 334. So if we can clear here today, if like there's QQQ wakes up and things and start pushing up, I think that or SPY, Apple is going. So you see how Apple has cleared this mini trend line that I drew here in the pre-market game plan. So I drew this last night. So this now pushes here. If it can clear here, then it's going to be gone. But you've seen that this has struggled. If you look at this, it has struggled here a number of times. See, this one, was it Monday? Tuesday, it failed. What's the name? Wednesday, it struggled to break it. So breaking here, I think we are going to break it. Breaking here is going to be lead to a significant squeeze to the upside, which can get us to 334, 335. Okay. So SPY, we are still on it. SPY is still there. SPY is still doing its thing. It's going to get there. It's going to get there. But this is something that you guys have to study, especially those that want to learn how to day trade or day traders. These are things that you have to, this type of price action is something that you have to study. Take note of it, note what's going on, because this is the best type of environment to learn. Because this teaches you how to trade, right? How to trade and know how to read the candles bar by bar, right? Reading the candles candle by candle, how it's moving, what is forming. Because before this even form, I say, okay, this looks like it's going to form an inverted and shoulders pattern. So here, if it clears here, if it's able to do so, because this is the neckline, right? So here in technical analysis, right, the supply zone is the neckline. So if I want to know the move from here to here, you see, I put a plumb line here, I move this here. So this can, if this moves, it can move to somewhere here. It can move as high as this if it's able to clear here. But we are not there yet, right? They're still struggling here. We are not there yet. So we are not there yet. And QQQ is still struggling at that. You see the break wall I talked about? You see struggling there. So it's going to play all these games for some time, and then it's try to see if it can go up higher. But that's been the price action this week. That's been the price action this week. So yeah, so guys, let me know what you traded here. I think that we got what we wanted. We got our Apple long nicely. Nice trade, green, nicely green. Also SPY longs, nicely green. Nicely green on that one as well. So 2 trades overall, green day. Green on Apple, green on SPY. So let me know what you traded, and let me know what you learned here today. If you did not trade, let me know what you learned here today in this live stream. So those that want to learn how to day trade, this is what you need to do. You go to our website. Go to our website here. Whoops. So you go to our website here. You go to Trading Rich. Trading Rich here. Go to our website, and then you click on this courses. This is our day trading service. So when we are day trading, it's not just like, calling things out, buy this, buy that. That's fine. Can do that. But the most important thing is the learning, so that I become an independent trader, so that I can know what to do, right? Be able to read price action, right? So here, this is the day trading service. So here we trade both options and futures. We have, I didn't trade futures today. I just traded options. But you can trade the SPY and things as, instead of executing on the options, you can just execute on the futures. So I'm going to put this here as the link if you want to learn. So this is the best time to learn, right? Not when everybody is like everybody is not when everybody's genius, when the market is easy, right? This is the time. And then once we get to the bear market, it's going to be more discipline. So this is just a warm-up to if we get into the bear market in later in the year or something. So what I see is that if we have the Fed meeting next week, if the Fed continues to be hawkish next week, and they signal anything like rate hikes, right? Anything to do with rate hikes should let you know that it's over, right? That will bring an end to the bull market. So if the Fed goes ahead and hikes interest rates in either September or December, that is not going to be good for the market. It's going to plunge the market into a bear market like it did in 2022. So the Fed meeting, the FOMC next week is going to be important. I think Fed chair is going to come in hawkish and stuff like that. So we shall see what happens if they go ahead to hike interest rates. So once they hike interest rates, you know that, okay, the market is going to sell, similar to what happened in 2022. Okay. And if you look at the Nasdaq QQQ, I will explain that later. QQQ has a MACD cross to the downside. So I believe that by next week, once the mega caps report and they still talk about excessive AI spending, we are going to see that trigger that's going to cause the market to sell. Okay, so right now you just have to be very if you are in longs, you just have to be very nimble in those longs. Obviously there are still opportunities for longs in the market, but you just have to be nimble and disciplined, because gradually the bears are taking over, and yeah, things could get worse pretty fast. So yeah, so here I put the link there. You guys can, and also if you want to learn about, if you want to get, like, if you are busy and have a busy 9 to 5 and can't day trade. So here with the day trading, we meet at 9 a.m. Eastern to go through the game plan, and then we execute on trades, right? Once the market opens, similar to what we did today. So here, if you want to learn, if you want to get signals like swing trades, if you are busy with a 9 to 5 and you want to take a swing trade, here, this is the swing trading service. So this week we had two good swing trades. Ondas was hit 300%. We also had Irene also, Irene hit 50%. Like I think that was the highest, 50% return. So that's a swing trade that we took, and that was like, done and dusted. Last week we had UPS. UPS gave us a very nice move. So typically this service here is $47 per month, and for the whole year is 470. So what I do here in this service is I give you, so on Sundays I post a 15 minutes video explaining what my top 3 tickets of the week are, and then you can use that to with a game with a plan, like what's going to be my stop loss, what's my entry, what's the options price, option that we are looking to buy, everything. So it gives you time for you to also take notes and prepare. Once the trade triggers and I use my money to buy it, I alert it as well, right? I alert it, letting you know my specific price that I bought it at, and then also what the stop losses, what are the profit targets. So all what you need to do is that you can take the trade and make it your own, right? Take the trade and make it your own. So there are times that I might not alert a ticker. Maybe I didn't see it trigger, but because I've given you the video, you can take the trade, right? If you know how to trade, you don't need to wait for me, right? You can take the trade and execute on it, because the purpose is that I give you the information so that you can execute and make it your own. Okay. Yeah. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know what you traded. Those guys, those that traded, let me know what you traded. If you did not trade, say no trade, and let me know what you learned here from today. And let me know if you have any questions. Any questions, right? Let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, so that's about it here. Apple is still going strong. Apple is the non-AI guy, so everybody loves Apple now. So Apple will eventually go to all-time highs. And I think that their earnings is going to be a Southern news event, or maybe you can just give us that breakout play. All right. So this is a scalpers market. Scalpers market. Scalpers market. So let me know if you guys took any trades. Let me know if you traded anything. Put it in the chat. And let me know if you have any questions. And let me know, type in one thing that you learned here from today, this market, from today's session. Okay, Apple green, SPY red. Okay. So what was it a long or a short on SPY? So the SPY has to be you have to be really fast, right? So I think this thing is going to eventually come down to the gap fill here on QQQ. This one is going to eventually come to the gap fill on QQQ. QQQ is just so weak. Yeah. So SPY trade was fast. So you have to learn how to, yeah, I mean, you don't still hold. Yeah, you have to learn how to. This is what you need to learn here. So this is very, very important. This is going to prepare you for the bear market, right? When it comes. I mean, so here, take this off. So you have to learn how to scalp moves like this, right? 1 point moves, 1 point moves, right? Because there are situations where you are not going to get that move like that or move like that. But you have to know where your target is. That's very important. So as a scalper, you have to know where your target is. And then once your target hits, with no hesitation, you come out. So this is how I do it. When I'm taking a scalping trade, I don't do limit orders. No. Market in, market out, in, out. That's it. Quick executions. Okay. So here we know that this has been an area where this has struggled, this red line. So immediately this is pushing in. Once it's pumping into that level, into that area, you are exiting. You are executing your trade out, right? You don't wait for it to candle to close pricing up. You don't do that, right? Because by the time you wait for the candle to close, you could be here. It could be this. So it's a good thing to learn. And if you can master how to scalp 1 point move on SPY, you can make money consistently in the market. 1 point, $1, $1 move. Okay. So that comes with practice, and that comes with being very disciplined and trading with precision, right? So all day traders here, if you want to learn how to day trade, I will encourage you to learn how to scalp 1 point on SPY. Because if you can scalp 1 point on SPY, you can trade futures. Trade the same thing on futures. You can be trading the option, you can be trading the futures, right? But when you get into this type of choppy markets, which requires a lot of discipline, you need to be able to quick executions, right? So the thing is, like when I started day trading, I was trading the 1 minute time frame, right? So I'm used to quick moves. So I can trade, I can scalp. You see this candle here? I can scalp this candle from in, out, here, out, right? So, but now I've moved it to 2 minutes, 2 minutes time frame. So here, this first move here, the market open, you see it came here, pay yourself, take profit, right? Because there's no guarantee it's going to blast through. And then lo and behold, what did it do? It came back down. Here I put in what? Invested and showed less again. And then boom, you take it again. Once it gets here, you pay yourself. And then you wait and see if it can clear. If it doesn't clear, no problem, right? So learning how to capture 1 point moves on SPY is going to be really, because a 1 point move on SPY is equivalent to $500 on the ES futures. $500, right? So if you can capture 2 points, or that's with one contract on futures. If you have two contracts, it's $1,000. So you can be making $1,000 a day if you can learn how to scalp 1 point moves, right? And obviously on days that gives you the big move, great, right? But if you can specialize in 1 point moves, you can pull money from the market every single day on SPY, and you can just trade only SPY. Okay. So good trade. Just take notes. I mean, it's about learning. Just take notes, and then you can learn from that, because it's something that it comes with time. Once you do this for some time, you'll be able to trade those things, right? And whenever we are trading this sideways type of chop, I go to smaller time frames, 2 minutes, right? Because I want to see everything. You can't be doing that in 5 minutes time frame. You could, but it like you might miss out on something. So I do 2 minutes. I use 2 minutes for my entries and exits, and 5 minutes to hold the trade for long durations. Okay. So Chika said he traded MU puts, okay, and Apple calls. Okay, that's good. Congress. So yeah, so Apple worked out. Apple worked out. Apple's still going strong. Still going strong. So memory chip stocks are struggling here. So guys, let me know if you have any questions. I'm done here for the day. Still holding Apple runners. Hold that one to see how far I can go. I have two type of strikes. One expiring today. That one I've taken profit already, and one expiring on Monday. We'll hold that one and see if we can go higher. But otherwise, it is done. Looking for Apple to go to this area here, all-time highs next week. So that's why I'm holding that runner. But otherwise, I like this candle. This is like an engulfing candle. It's engulfing 3 days of action. 1, 2, 3. So I think it's going to give us that follow through here, as long as this does not collapse and come and retest here. So I'm holding the stuff, right? Holding the stuff. Yeah. Yeah, drum swing is red. I mean, it's going to come up. It's going to come up. It needs the so right now the only area that is strong, reliably strong, is the semiconductor area. But it was green earlier on in the week. It went to almost $60. So we'll hold it and see what happens, right? So here, this one here has to looking for this to bull flag to break out and then hit the 334 level. All right. So if you're joining us for the first time, join our free community. Join our free community here. Let me show you. Join our free community. Let me refresh this. Join our free trading community here. Go to tradingrich.com. Go to our website. I'll put it here. When you come here, it says join free community. Join community now, so that I can get all notifications. So I'm going to put it here. We have this here. So this the and then also do us a favor, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We go live every Sunday, the game plan. So yeah. So you can join the YouTube live here. Subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed to it. And share it with your friends and family to help us grow the channel. So every Sunday I provide weekly game plans, and I also midweek 2 days a week. I also provide like market updates on what stocks and ETFs I'm watching to go. And that's going to push up, right? So that's the thing. Okay. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Someone says, what's your outlook on memory space and fundamentals seem strong memory? Yeah, I mean, like these stocks are extended, right? But I think that if stuff coming to this area, just one sec here. Just one sec. I have a put on this and close it. Just one sec. Close some positions here. Give me a sec. Second. I have this one on a different account. Okay. So over here, check out MU. So MU and things, I mean, they they still have demand. But the problem with these things is that, as I mentioned, I said, I think that the memory chips have topped. I think that they've reached their cycle high tops, because like that demand that they were getting. So if like let's say you say, okay, my demand was profit margins was 90%, right? If that's your all-time highs, that's going to be your all-time highs, right? So that means that if that's the case, then I believe that the memory chips have topped, and maybe the general semiconductor field has stopped, right? We shall see. I mean, there's no guarantees. The market can just swing anyway. But I think that these stocks could based on the technicals. I mean, they can still recover here. They can still recover and push up, but it's going to depend on because right now there's a lot of competition from China, right? Some of the Chinese companies are claiming to be creating chips that are comparable to what these other companies are doing, these chip companies are doing, right? So if you get a competitor that comes up, that competitor is going to take some of your demand, some of your market. And when that happens, it causes, like, when that happens, then it means that the lofty valuations that you had, you can't get that anymore. So that's what's happening to these guys, right? So we are going to see, I think at some point, we are going to see them go down. I mean, although they have the fundamentals, strong fundamentals and everything, but we can get it go down. And then usually when the market sentiment is bearish, everybody's scared, right? Those that have made money, they would like to exit this and exit it and go, right? And then, but the strongest area in the market is the memory area, right? And then semiconductor, we saw what Intel did. Intel's earnings were good, so it's showing that there's still demand. But the thing is that people are competing with them. Other companies are going to come up, competitors are going to come up, and that's going to reduce the profits margins. And if your profit margins it reduces as a company, then you know that, okay, I mean, you cannot get that high evaluations anymore. So that's why I think so. Here at this point in time, we people are it's just profit taking. People are taking profits, but this is still looking good. Monday, this can just take off and go if we can clear this area. So this area here is going to be like some kind of a supply zone, mini supply zone here. If this can clear 133, 1033, then it's going to push up and go, right? So I think we might see something like that happen. But obviously, if you go below this red line, then we'll come back here. And that would lead us to fill the gap. Any moves of that such means that we are going to head here. As long as this price holds above this red line, there's ability for this to push up. Okay, ability for this to push up. I'm not sure when the other guys are having hands, AMD and all those guys. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they can talk about demand still being stuff, but what you have to know is margins, right? Margins, right? If demand is there and your margins are shrinking, you don't need to be trading at that high valuations anymore, right? So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I think that, yeah, there's still demand for all the chip names and stuff because of AI spending from the hyperscalers and stuff. But what we have to know is that there are competitors coming to the market. Right? So it's just like when ChatGPT was the only AI thing, and then we saw other companies creating their own. There's Gemini, there's Copilot, there's now Anthropic, right? So Anthropic came and it took the market share from ChatGPT, right? So it's the same thing that is happening with some of these memory stores, especially that competition from China, right? As in whether it's legit or not, we don't know, right? Because sometimes some of the claims that is coming from, like when we saw DeepSeek said they created an equivalent of ChatGPT for $6 million, but it turned out that it wasn't that; it was more than that, right? So once you start getting this kind of thing, it puts pressure on these stocks, and then they can go down, right? But yeah, I mean they've been rallied a lot. But I think that once we go to the bear market or something, these stocks like MU and thing will be coming to 400 and something, right? MU. I mean, it doesn't it doesn't sound like that, but once there's complete fear in the market, Fed start hiking interest rate and stuff like that, fear is going to come into the market, and this is going to eventually come down. All these high flying stocks are going to come down, right? Regardless of if you have demand or not, right? Yeah, but that's a good time where you can load up. So if you get MU to come all the way down here, that's a very good opportunity to buy, right? But I'll not be buying memory chip stocks at this level. No, right? You can just trade them like a quick trade in and out. but it shouldn't be something that you are holding, like, you are saying you are buying here long term kind of thing. No, wait for it to pull back. At least right now we see that this year from all-time highs to this area is what, 26%, 26% to the downside. So yeah, so this like more or less technical definition of a bear market, but it's still in an uptrend, right? It's still in an uptrend. As long as it holds this 50, it should be good to go up and stuff. So here we could see something like this. So here, this is what I see here. I just spotted this. We could come here. This is going to push, whoops, this is going to push this down. So AMD has earnings. Yeah, I know AMD earnings is coming. So here, this is coming here. So we could form something like an inverse head and shoulders pattern here. And that's going to send this up like this, right? You get something like this, send this up. So watch out for that type of play. So yeah, this is purely technical, right? So purely, so, and then if AMD comes out and this is good, AMD has been very resilient, right? Compared to the other chip stock, AMD has been very resilient, but this is beginning to look like, what's it called? What's the name of this? Rounding top, right? It's like a rounding top here. So we can push. The next time we come here to this red line, I believe that we're going to break it, because AMD is still very extended to the upside. If the earnings have to be very, very good, right? It has to be very, very good. If the earnings is not that good, if it's just okay, it's going to sell. But if it's spectacular, then that way definitely is going to go high. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to report. We shall see, right? But because it's still is very one of the stocks that is still very resilient. So I could see a sell the news event happening, here on AMD. Okay, sell the news event happening on AMD. So we'll see how that goes, and that will also affect the semiconductor names. Because if that happens, then it means that the semiconductor names are going to also sell. So SPY is still here. SPY is still struggling at that supply zone. It tried to break above it. Think it's doing well. And here we are seeing this push up, held that triple bottom, and it's pushing up. Let's see what it does here. Let's see what it does. So any other questions? Any other questions? I think the market might close green here today. Market might close green here today. So I'll open a secondary trade here on SPY. Going to hold it for the rest of the day. So now we've cleared that supply zone. I like what I see. So I'm in. I've taken a long on SPY. We've cleared that supply zone. So we are pushing to, once it gets here, I'll take profit. Boom. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. So we are pushing here. Once we are getting here, you gotta take profit. Take some profit up. Once we're able to clear here, then we are going to move higher. I have to go identify the other levels. I cleared the levels. This one too is pushing up. I don't want to take QQQ because QQQ is not, it's still trading lower. Here, this is going up here. So we are pushing in. As we get here, I will take profits and look for the next target. Let me see. What's the next target? Oh, holy cow. It's like a gap. So here, it's not going to get here today. don't dream about that. So it's going to come at least here. See here? If we get a push, that is if and only if we can clear this area. So we have these levels here and then this level here. Okay. So that's SPY. So SPY is pushing into that level and taking the trade. See how it goes. If we can clear here, that's going to be really nice. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. I'm done here for the day. Done here for the day. We're looking for this break here. So I'm in a long here, expiring on Monday. I also have some expiring today, right? Hold it to see if it can blast through. Start peeling off profits here at this area because this can form a double top or triple top. So one top, two top here. So I'm trimming some here. Trim, my friend, trim, boom, trim. Taking profit. Holding runners here for a breakout. Nice move. Trim some more. Trim some more, my friend. Boom, trimmed. Looking for that breakout. So I'll hold some runners and see how it goes, but it's done. Right, it's done here. So we'll see how it goes here. Let's see what Apple is doing. Is Apple still pushing? Apple has stalled out. It's consolidating so far. Nice trade on SPY. So the reason why I focus on SPY as opposed to QQQ is that if you look at this, you can see that this is still in the downtrend. And this here is looking, this already gone, like this gone. It's already at pre-market highs, right? It's our pre-market highs. It's already here. So way out. It's already way out. Way out. All right, so let's see what the SMH is doing. SMH. See what the SMH is doing. So SMH needs to get its acts together, needs to do something and push up here. If it can push up, it's going to help QQQ, and then that's generally going to help the SPY. Okay, guys, let me know if you have any questions. I'm done here for the day. Nice trades on SPY and Apple. Nice trades on SPY and Apple. Holding SPY here. Going to hold some runners into to see if we can get that push above 741. And I'm holding Apple as well. Apple runners. That one's SPY next week. So the next week ones, Monday ones, that ones I can hold them. But the ones expiring today, I'll close them out. I've closed them. I'll close the one out here for Apple. Here I have one, like a set of runners for this expiring today. That one I'll close them out as well, and I'll hold the ones expiring next week, Monday, because that one has enough time. Because if this starts playing games and going down, it's going to be it's not going to be fun for the zero DTE trades. It's not going to be fun for the zero DTE trade. So I don't advise new traders to trade zero DTE, right? Stay away from that. I only do zero DTEs on Fridays. So Fridays, I use some of my profits for the week to trade zero DTEs, meaning that I have a set amount. If I use this and it works out, it's going to multiply. So like this one, Apple, this Apple trade was like 600% for the 330 calls with a zero DTE. And the other ones is like because you are taking more risk. So if it moves in your favor, you make more money. And also if it goes against you, you are going to lose fast. So it's like a double-edged sword. So I had two different strikes, one for 325 and one for 330, zero DTE, and I have another set for Monday. So once the thing is pushing and working out, I'm selling the ones expiring today, holding the ones expiring on Monday and allowing them to play out. That one, there's no rush on those ones. Okay. So that's what's this happening here. So Apple is very, very good. I think Apple can give us that all-time high move by next week. So I'm going to swing the one for next week and hold it and see if we can get there. If we get there today, that's going to be great, but no guarantees, right? Especially in this market, there's no guarantees. No guarantees you are going to get that move. No guarantees you are going to get that move. So once you see profit, you want to take lock in, and then you can hold runners as required. All right. So this is July 27th. Okay, amigos, have a great weekend. We will see you guys on YouTube Live on Sunday. And if you want to, so here, just give me a sec here. Give me a sec here. 1 second. Just trying to pull something here. Give me a sec. Give me 1 sec before I close here. Give me 1 sec. Um, 1 sec. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are very, very, what's it called? Emotional about memory stocks. I posted I posted the MU chat at the Head and Shoulders in one forum before it triggered, and like the guy, someone was saying like, oh, like why are you saying this? That kind of thing. Like a lot of people have a lot of emotional attachment to the memory chip stocks, right? So yeah, the guy said, why are you putting Head and Shoulders? Why are you saying it's going to sell off? I was laughing. I'm like, that's what the technicals is saying, right? So here, if you want to book a consultation with me here, this is what it is. If you want to level up this summer, that's where to go. You click on that link posted here, and then you can. I'm also going to post it on YouTube. Let's see, where's the YouTube thing here as well. Post it on YouTube if you want to book a consultation session with me. That's what you do. Want to level up. It's only those that want to level up, right? Those that want to learn about day trading, swing trading, option selling, those kinds of things, futures trading, book a free consultation, and then go to sit down and work on a strategy, right? To see how best we can help you reach your goals. All right. So yeah, so holding these two trades, these are expiring Monday to see where it takes us. And yeah, it's been a nice trading morning here. Lots of insights, lots of learning, right? Lots of learning. Okay. All right. Have a good day, guys. Bye for now. Let's make sure there's no questions here. Thanks, guys. Bye. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on